Well, here we go again, making another video, and I'm not sure exactly when when they're going to kick off my internet connection. They kick it off. It lasts 4 hours, and I don't remember exactly what time it was when I started it. But this, of course, doesn't require an internet, only uploading it does. So anyway, the title of the video for today is A State of Confusion, and it's for the 26th of May. Yesterday, I listened to a few YouTube videos by Jordan Maxwell, and the last one was with David Icke. I have always liked David. I just wish I could be as positive-minded as he claims to be. Before all the health challenges, I was better able to be more positive most of the time. Since then, I began to question many things. This only increased when they stole my non-mortgaged home on February 7th. I planned this trip to Australia with hopes of gaining clarity, and of course meeting Judith Durham's sister Beverly, and hopefully the Seekers too. At this point, I'm beginning to realize that may not happen. Nothing has happened as I thought it would, throwing me into a state of confusion. The only bright spot in Melbourne has been meeting John Fernandez, his family, and the people at Unity, and as I said in the last video, Peter Van Runt and his family on my only trip outside of the greater Melbourne area. I'll be glad to get back home to the state of Florida in the most corrupt nation on earth. Indeed, listening to David Icke was even more important than listening to Jordan Maxwell, although I started out with Jordan Maxwell on a short video and then went to a much longer one with David Icke. But in any case, I felt somewhat encouraged after listening to David, and I finally broke away from my room a little bit to go get some shopping done. And wouldn't you know, when I'm coming out of the store, it's raining pretty hard, and I got wet. I mean, there's overhangs in some of the areas, but there's other places I had to stand out in the rain waiting for the pedestrian sign to turn green so that I could cross the street. And I had to cross a couple of streets to get to the tram stop. And then thank God that was at least covered. It wasn't out in the open. So I didn't get too drenched, and it wasn't raining. It wasn't pouring rain, but it was raining steadily. But this whole trip has given me the opportunity to spend a lot of time with myself. A lot of time in introspection, a lot of time wondering, what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. And I still, quite honestly, don't have answers. If as some people say, it's going to take years or even decades before the positive change comes, I don't want to be around. If, as some people say, it's the hard part of the tribulation is still ahead of us, not behind us. Well, that's even worse news. And with my physical condition and my feet the way they are, my breathing capacity the way it is, I do not want to hang around this planet without some kind of spiritual, supernatural help that sustains me on this earth, because I don't see myself able to make it, nor even having the desire to make it in a constant struggle just to move around. I mean, it's hard for me to have to ask people for help. And sometimes it seems like, maybe I'm wrong, but sometimes it seems like the people that I'm asking don't really want to help. I mean, I'm not getting answers to questions that are important to me regarding Beverly, which is Judith's sister, and I'm confused. I'm quite honestly confused about what's going on and what's going to happen the rest of my trip. I was invited to a meal on Thursday night, but it was changed to Friday night, so I am going to have a nice home-cooked meal. I think she said she's going to be making chicken and I don't know what all else, but it's going to be something different than, oh, I've been having chicken parmesan. But anyway, that's okay. I actually like chicken, and I know you vegetarians and vegans aren't going to like me saying that, but I gave up even trying to be a vegetarian when I went into the hospital. I've said that before. The vegetarian food was horrible. And if I wanted to eat, I had to eat something that was palatable. And the vegetarian food was not palatable, so I gave up that whole premise over a year ago now. And probably will never go back to it until such time as there's positive change on the planet. And as I said a little bit ago, some people aren't predicting very good changes coming very soon. And that's sad. Now, I've also gotten an email earlier today from someone who says that that the government in the United States is bankrupt and there's already a new constitutional government put in place, and it's going to be taking the reins of power imminently. We'll see. I've heard things like that before, and they didn't happen. Somehow the cabal and the evil entities seem to be able to keep hanging on and hanging on, and I don't understand why. It's time for somebody, some powerful force, divine force, to intervene and put an end to this tyranny on this planet of the worst possible people rising to the highest positions of leadership. Leadership should be given to those or provided by those who have a vision for everyone's well-being, not a vision of how we can control everybody and steal everything they've got. And that's the vision that seems to be rewarded on the current planet Earth. And I, for one, am tired of it. And anybody that pays any attention and goes beyond the mainstream news, which lies, would understand that things are not what they are told, what we are told in our schools, in our media, in our government, where it's just simply all fabricated BS that enslaves us more and more and more. And I want to get out of the state of confusion. I want to get to a state of clarity and a state of honesty, a state where there's benevolence, and where the powers that be are committed to making positive choices that help people, not enslave people. We've had enough of that, haven't we, folks? It's time to wake up and leave this state of confusion behind and move into something that's clearer, more concise, and better for all of us. And those that want to hang on to the old, let them go to some other hellhole and create another dark whatever it is where they can play among themselves till they wear themselves out. But I, for one, and many others are tired of this. And also, let me just say in closing, there's the Ron hate group that shows up on YouTube, led by that crazy guy that claims to be from Hong Kong. I don't know if he really is or not. I forgot his name right now, but he has hundreds of aliases, I'm sure, or at least scores of aliases. And every time a new alias comes along and makes a negative comment, I delete the comment and I go and I block that name. So there's scores of names blocked that all belong to the same person that runs this Hate Ron Club. And I'm tired of it, but there's not much I can do about it. I'm not going to do what he wants me to do. That is, close out my current YouTube channel and open another one where nobody's blocked, so I can give them a voice to spread their crap. No way in hell will I ever do that. So anyway, I'm just being honest again. This is where I am. I'm again asking for prayers, and I'm grateful for the few people that are doing their best to support me and to show me love. Thank you very much for that, and namaste.